In this video, I'm going to show you how to identify better the direction of the market, as you can see here from one of my trader. I'm talking about that there are a lot of situations where the market's just wiggling around and we try to trade in 2-3 different kind of directions back and forth. And instead of doing that, after watching this video, you will be able to trade very similar in one direction and either be stopped out a couple of times, but the most important thing is that you see afterwards that the market was going in that direction, and the rest is just quantity. Because if we're able, as you see here, to adjust your $100 and we get $500 or $700 in profit, then that's already well. Because what happens is if we risk 3 times $100, and for example, we get out of it $500 in profit, we have $1,500, while on the other 7 losing trades, minus $700 would be still, with using $1,000, still $800 in profit. And this is how important the risk-reward ratio is with identifying where the market wants to go. So very short, very important. I see on beginners, they try starting to read here the candles, and most likely it is not working that good out. It is very important to pull the market together on the bottom side here, and to make it not only like that, pull the market like this together, that you can see the full structure, and then you also don't need another higher time frame chart. A lot of anxiety where the market goes, am I getting stopped out one more time, is because we don't have structure in our trading. We don't have a trading plan that is missing for every trade. Instead, I love to use a 1-minute chart. I love to use the S&P 500. I'm not a coach that is going to give to you a method that I never did. I do this method already now since 2017, that you understand. And I use also multiple tools, but the most important thing is that first of all, we need to understand how we see where the market wants to go, how we prioritize that. And you can see here literally this high here from a bigger structure, and then you can see here this low here from the bigger structure. And this is step number 1, that we understand where does the market really wants to go over a time of period when the market never went to a high or a low. This also follows when we go to a monthly chart, for example, to very big structured lows, as you can see here, for example, where my mouse is, or if we go to like highs where my mouse here on the left side at the top is. And what happens over time, there's a compound effect of stop placement of market participants. That means that there are people, they will have pain, and there are people, of course, they have their take profit there, and they will make money on a higher structured highs and lows. So this is actually what is very important. What I forgot mostly is that trading is an auction process. It's not about the trading strategy. It's about to understand that the market wants to go to these bigger structured highs and lows. And then once we pull the market together and we look at it very often, we can identify, for example, here more that the market wants to go down, and it's very unrealistic that the market wants to go up here. Well, when we wait that the market pushes up higher, as you can see here, then we can see that the market goes up. What you saw here on the first picture that I showed to you of this trader here, trading up here, like trading up, right? Or in the other picture that I showed you in the beginning. So that's step number 1. We understood that the market has the bigger structured high, the bigger structured low. And then step number 2 is we're going to look at the structure here, like not reading candles, any books, not making it too complicated. We could also do it just like that. If the market, and if you have something to write this down. If the market does higher lows, it means the market goes up. If the market does lower highs, it means the market goes down. And it's not about that every high or low goes up or down. It's about the majority of highs or lows. As you see here, the majority of lows are going higher. The retracements are almost the same here. As you can see, it just got a bit bigger. From here to there got a bit bigger. From here to there is almost the same retracement. And that shows us already that it confirms that it goes up. Here we can see retracement from here to there, for example, that it goes down. And then we expect already the same retracement again, so you know trading down here is not good. And then expecting the same retracement again around, like it got smaller here because there's more pressure. And we have here the VWAP because it's volume, but this would be a bit too complicated. So identifying always the direction. I will show you some examples. The orange one here that you can see here is the New York session, and this is very important. I think for myself, it's better to trade starting 9 a.m. Chicago time to 3 p.m. Chicago time, not 8:30, because it's a US market and a US session. And for me, it's very important that when I have here the US session, that I expect exactly in the US session that the market will aim for the bigger structured high and the biggest structured low here that you can see where the market never went yet. So that would be down here, as you see here, what the market is aiming for. So what doesn't go on the top out comes back in the middle, and they're just two easy patterns what I want to show to you, and that's already it. And if you understood these patterns that I'm going to show to you, then the rest is just market experience. So we have a contraction phase, the market goes out, the market wants to come back in. That's it. So you know selling here or buying up here is not good. If the market is very trending, very strong pressuring in one direction, such as here on the left side, then it's good to follow the trend and the trade strategy, especially if you have a high on the left side. If there's no high on the left side or low that we can prioritize, this is where anxiety will come again. It will be important to me to identify what did the market do for a movement after hitting out a high. For example, this is the high here, this is the US session again, and then when I can see from this mid rotation here that it has this length, I'm going to compare, did this market did this before? Again, yes, around. And then I'm lowering my expectation, but you can see here from here to there, it's almost the same like from here to here. So I would adjust this one to lower my expectations and assume that on bigger retracements, the market will do the same here. And then to place the anchored VWAP here and then see, okay, here we have another retracement. Maybe we can put it like this length again, what the market did. And this is just what is very important to me. So once the market does here again a retracement like such as here, it's always to evaluate to see, is the market still doing lots of green candles? Can I see from a structure here that the market still wants to go up here? And you can see a very big contraction phase and then the market got weak. Lots of red candles here. So the answer is definitely not in comparison to the left side. Being smart and adapting to the market and gaining experience from the market, except like from a book or whatsoever. So all this information, what I'm sharing you, is something is more like how you can gather the information of seeing the direction where the market wants to go by always looking at the market like that. Let's go to the left side and look at the US session here again. So here, very important, as you see here, making it very small again, understanding where the bigger structure is. Here's this high here where the market wants to go. And the lowest point when we're here on the computer is here. So the question is always like, if I can see this push up here and the market does here a higher low, is it very realistically that the market goes down here? And if the answer is no, and it's such in the middle, it's not that much worth it for me to trade. I want to see that the market starts to make lots of green candles. I want to see that multiple highs are going higher. I want to see that I work with an indicator that is called the anchored VWAP, because it's time and volume what is important, because I respect my trading, I respect my money. I know I have 10 times $100 because I work with money. I try to punch them in so good as possible, get 3-4 winning trades, get 800, get $1,500 out. And then after the 10 trades, I'm going to decide, am I now taking $800? Am I taking $500 or $1,500 or $5,000 or $20,000 for the next 10, 15 trades? Because I'm here to work with money. I'm not here to make this a full-time job. I'm not to expect and take this relationship between me and the market for granted, because even though I have so much experience, like I sit down already with the market since 8 years, I don't expect to get any outcome of it. This is very important. I know what to do. I know how to work with it. I appreciate if I get an outcome. And that's why this is the reason why good calculated risk is so important. And then re-evaluate again depends on how the market is running. There will be phases that the market will be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just in a contraction phase. And if I punch in $100, maybe I only get $400, $300 out. So I know it's not that worth it for me that much to trade and to use too much risk. So let's look here at the market here. We can see contraction phases, and I love to use the anchored VWAP. If you're unsure about it, just go to tradewithjd.com/training. You find the link under this video. It's a full trading strategy. If you can see that the market does a couple of contraction phases, such as here and there, and you identify that it's very unrealistic that the market goes down here, but realistic that the market goes up here because it makes here the higher lows, as I explained. And of course, we can see then the market pressures here up here. You will get a feeling by that with experience. Then I love to use the anchored VWAP, placing it on the bottom, always on the biggest structure of a rotation. And there you go. You always playing it here or there, not placing it higher. It's possible, but it's not good. Else trading without the anchored VWAP, but when having contraction phases, it's easier to do so. And when being unaware, when being unsure, because there are lots of red candles, then what I really love to do is to see red and green. I concentrate on the first point on the lowest wick, and that red and green, the next red and green got here higher, right? But my stop placement, it's not about only the entry, it's about my stop placement. The stop placement should be under the uncode VWAP, so entering here would be not good, especially if I can see that a normal retracement is this big, as you can see here from red candles, before the market tries to push here up. Check this out, like most likely when the market does a retracement, I can see also here that the market does this kind of retracement here and then goes up. And then, for example, you can see it does this kind of retracement minimum starting with green candle and then goes up. Like if it's that the same, I'm not expecting the market here to go up. That would be too aggressive, especially if I can see it here, like it does here a small retracement and then goes down. Like it's very important for me to read the structure that the market does a nice retracement. And if I can see a red green near the anchored VWAP, I know I take, and this is where it comes in hand, because taking this take profit, as I just explained, the $1,500 or $1,000 or $500 is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is risking $200, $300 for taking only, again, another $200, $300. Instead, I love to have a small setup using the 1 minute chart, lots of informations. The more high quality informations I get, the better decisions I can take. Seeing 20 trades and taking only the best 3 or 5 trades out of it within a week, within maybe 2 or 3 trading days alone, within trading only 1 hour, to be also time independent, what is very important. Here we have a red and a green candle, and this is one of my favorite setups because the green candle shows us already momentum in a direction. The stop placement slightly under the anchored VWAP or placing it down here. And then with the eye measurement to see that I know this is a bigger structured high or a medium structured high. This would be my goal. So that's a risk reward of 5. And now comes the thing, because I work with the anchored VWAP, because I see the market did this kind of movement already here, and because I see the market did this kind of movement, what is almost similar as you see, but the angle, because the market goes here up like this, as you can see, and the market goes up like this, it's almost the same. But when looking only with the eyes there, it's hard to identify, right? So this is the reason why I use such indicators, or like sometimes place a line here to measure this one up. And then I expect, because the anchored VWAP is such a strong indicator to see more movement, that the market will do the same movement again. And as you can see here, this would be, if I would adjust for this trade $100, this would be a take profit of $900 or even $1,000. Especially here on the left side, you can see that there's this high, and now not putting a take profit there, looking how does the green candle look that is closing there, and then just taking profit, and that's it. And the thing is that it can frustrate to see like, oh, the market did this movement, or how could I have a smaller stop placement? There should be goals in trading, that's right, but there should be no final thing and then we stop trading or whatsoever. If I have 10 or 15 trades, it depends on what I'm more comfortable of, and I'm start working with money with the 10 or 15 trades with the same risk, with the same market, with the same indicator. And if I see trades potential, they can have a higher risk reward of 1 to 5, like 1 to 8, 1 to 9. And maybe I took a risk reward ratio of 9, but I could have 15 or something. It can frustrate, but the thing is, the question is always like, what is my goal? If my goal is to make money with trading for myself, this is not a financial advice, but I hope you can learn out of my experience. It is more about, okay, I had this 10 trades and I got within like $5,000, for example, and I made out of it, for example, $15,000 or $20,000 out. Now, instead of, and this is something what is very important to me, instead now saying I could have a better risk reward ratio, I could have a smarter stop placement or something. Now, instead of taking $5,000, to take $10,000 for the next 10 or 15 trades. And you need, of course, for me, it is always important, of course, to look forward, like, what is the goal with it? What about the stress levels? For what am I doing that? Like, is it already enough to live? Is it a routine already so I can do it the next 50? In my case, it's literally 30, 40, 50 years. And is it something that I'm just enjoying on taking the path, and that's it? Like, trading for myself and giving this one just to others, what I think is just for me very important. And the same is also when being a beginner. Instead of risking now $30 a trade and then trying to make 30 trades with the same indicator in the same market, it's more like, no, I think it's better to get $500, 10 trades down, 15 trades down, same indicator, same market. How much I got out? Is it Is it a small loss of minus $100? Is it a profit of $200, $300? Okay, that's good. Now I take, because that was profitable, because it was a cycle good, or I did 2 cycles of 10 trades. Now I take $1,000 within 10 or 15 trades. Then I take $3,000 within 10 or 15 trades. And that person that does that, from my opinion, has a very more well-being, because it is not about too stressful, like, yeah, what about how can I read that the market goes more up, as I just explained, with this common sense, with reading pressure, increasing, just building on things what is very unlogical. If you have there's a saying that says, like, don't change a running system, or never change a running system. I'm a bit against it, because either the account grows or we grow. And once the trader starts to earn money, the first $1, $2, $3, $4, $5,000, or maybe first $20,000 or $50,000, he may not want to change himself. He may not want to improve himself. But there's something in the inner thought that is telling you, I gotta improve myself. And imagine if that calling is not you. Imagine if that's someone higher, if that's God, who wants something better for you. If you could see yourself, how destiny, how God is seeing you, where He wants you to be, you would do a lot of things maybe different. If you just think about the thoughts and the inputs that are coming in your mind inside, what is telling you what is better. Because I know how it is to trade a lot, many trades in a routine, making it more as a full-time job. And it is just, in comparison, way more less money into working with money, as I just said. What is very important, what I want to give you from all my heart, is that it is literally the trading strategy. Like, building our own trading strategy, I think, is okay, but when having never earned $100,000 a year minimum, or being able to work with $5,000 and then within 10 or 15 trades, that's where the anxiety kicks in, because it may be something that is good to do a lot of trades, but the thing is, it will be hard to scale. It's only maybe sustainable for 1 or 2 years. That's all I want to say. Like, just gotta be careful of our health, mental health, and also respect ourselves. And that doesn't stop what happened to me, and that I just don't wish it to you. And if that's the case for you, then it's very important to understand that we have legs, we can stand up, we can work for ourselves. Just change the daily habits that you do. If you go to tradewithjd.com/training, it's a full trading strategy. Use it. Use a demo account, of course, and watch this video over and over again and take notes. I hope it will make you a better trader. If you know anybody who needs it, share it with somebody, because this grows only with the word of mouth. Wish you all love, good trades. JT out.